Fight for the Fallen is one of the first shows for the hot new brand AEW, All Elite Wrestling. It is Saturday, July 13th at Daly's Place Amphitheater in Jacksonville. There, AEW's Cody Rhodes teams with the Natural Dustin Rhodes against the Young Bucks, Nick and Matt Jackson, brothers versus brothers. Dustin, what do you think of that matchup at that event?
Man, I know Jacksonville has a lot of wrestling history. I grew up around it, been there a lot, bled a lot in that town. Wrestling's strong in there, and they're strong with the Rhodes family. So, you know, Nick and Matt, although they are brothers, I do not believe that Nick and Matt have what it takes to actually beat the Brotherhood. Because once Cody and I are in sync with everything that, like all that's happened with the Double or Nothing and him asking me to be his partner is an incredible, incredible honor and feeling. And man, us together is pretty unstoppable. And you saw that years in the past when we were together. And it's going to be something for all kids and all the ages to watch this, man. It's going to be exciting. I just hope that I don't die in the process with all these young bucks and their flips and all the stuff that they do.
You mentioned Jacksonville, and I'm glad you brought that up. I was going to ask you later, but I'll ask you now. Championship Wrestling from Florida back in the day, Dusty Rhodes, legendary, unbelievable. Jacksonville was a big part of Championship Wrestling from Florida. What do you remember about Jacksonville and the CWF times?
Man, I remember so much. Dad would take us when we were little over there to Jacksonville, to Orlando, to Tampa. I mean, you worked every night. You had a place to work, and it was central. Tampa was central, so you were home every night. But Jacksonville was always fun working the old Coliseum. And some of the loudest fans that I've ever been around here in the United States are in Jacksonville. And back like the 91, 92, 93, I believe it was 92, the War Games, Russell War with the Sting Squadron and the Dangerous Alliance was very, very memorable and special to me, and that crowd was electric. So Jacksonville has the fans, and with AEW making it feel like, to me, watching Fyter Fest, watching Double or Nothing when I was done and before my match, it had this 1986 to 1992 feel to it for me. And that took me back because I'm old school and I've been with the new school and I've done both. But it was one of those feelings, man, and you could see every single one of those fans in the crowd excited for wrestling. And they haven't been that excited for wrestling in a very long time. And it's an awesome time to be a wrestling fan right now. It's an awesome time to be in the business. It's an awesome time for me to be 50 years old, stepping in the ring with my brother against, from what a lot of people say are the best tag team in the world, the Young Bucks. So I'm looking forward to it. And I know I was just looking on Twitter, and they're kind of making fun of me and Cody. They're hugging. I guess they had some of the Kenny Omega's hair color on their bodies, and it made it look like blood. So I was looking at it, I was like, that's real funny. But it's going to be funny when those two little kids, those boys, get punched in the mouth, or when they're bleeding. You know what I mean? It's not going to be a laughing matter because I take everything that I do inside that square circle very, very seriously, and I know Cody does as well. And I have no bone to pick with these boys. You know what I mean? They're just poking fun, and I get it. We're having fun, but hey, man, come the 13th, Fight for Fallen in Jacksonville, business is business. Brothers versus brothers. The Young Bucks versus the Brotherhood, Cody Rhodes, against, and the Natural Dustin Rhodes. It's going to be a tremendous night of wrestling for everybody.
Yeah, you mentioned that they're doing their thing, making fun. But hey, when showtime starts and that bell rings, then they're going to find out how much fun it's going to be.
You know something, Jim? Look, I've watched them. I've studied them. I have, scouted them. I've seen the things they did. I just watched an incredible six-man that they had at Fyter Fest, and they do a lot of impressive stuff. So I'm 50, and I've been in the business 31 years, and I know a lot. So there's a lot of things that I can do to counter some of these things that they do. And, I'm just going to have to pull out the old bag of tricks. I mean, don't keep a 50-year-old man down, man. I mean, because I've been through it all and survived on the other side. And think for 1 second they're going to put me down with a couple of these, these flips and things, which are impressive. They have another thing coming. I have my brother there with me. Family's family. Stronger than life, man. Brotherhood. Blood is thicker than water. And our family, man, the Rhodes name means something to pro wrestling. I don't know if the Young Bucks have garnered the attention or had the years of experience with their name yet. The Rhodes name has been around for, Jesus Christ, a long, long time.
And especially in Florida. Yeah, that's right, and especially in Florida, too. That's the thing. So they're coming up against this. Hey, you mentioned 50 years old. I say I'm 50 years young. The way you're out there just kicking tail, man. It's just incredible to see that. But I'm wondering, might we have, you mentioned how they're flying all over the place. And I know you're 50 years young, but who knows, might we see Dustin pull out a bag of trick of maybe going to the air himself?
Hey, yeah, there's a lot of things. I prepared so heavily for Double or Nothing. And there was a couple things that I'd never done in the ring before that I was kind of scared to do. And I pulled them off and shocked the world that a 50-year-old man could still even do anything remotely like I did. And it was an incredible feeling, and I think it was inspiring, and the world took notice. I took notice, and it gave me a new lease on, well, hell, man, I am 50. But by God, I trained hard for that match. I'm training hard for this match, just like I trained for that one. And you never know. You might see something brand new that I've never done before. And either way, this night is going to be a very special night for everybody involved, and especially me and Cody, man, because us together, it doesn't get any more special than that for me. Me being in the ring with him, against him, was pretty much top-notch. I don't think I could ever top a feeling or a love or having an experience like I did at Double or Nothing. And now, for me to be with him, it's like another step. It's like, we got to keep going. We got to keep getting better. We got to keep improving everything. So that 5-star match that we put on, and probably most likely the match of the year, we got to outdo it now. And I like that kind of pressure. I like being in the pressure cooker to where we say, hey, you know what? We got to follow this. We can do this. We can be better than we were back then. And we can only continue to grow and grow this company. AEW is going to be very, very special. They already are. But, man, you're along for the ride right now. It's only going to get better.
Dustin, is that match itself, or even just the advent of AEW, revitalized your passion for the business, for pro wrestling?
It has, because for a while I had lost my passion. Because when you're in the other company and you're sitting there and you're not doing anything because they don't have anything for you, yet you're pitching all these ideas and nothing's ever done about those ideas, and you know you have so much more to give. It's frustrating. It pisses you off. It's upsetting. It's depressing. It does a lot of things to you, man. And then, I had enough. I had to go. I had to go because I needed to get on with my life and go try some new things. And acting is one of those things right now. But having that match with Cody and seeing the crowd and seeing everybody in that locker room 110% positive about where the company's going, and everybody's happy in the locker room. You can see such a different atmosphere. You can started that, it's indescribable, man. It was the most special thing that has ever happened to me in 31 years, that match. So, yes, my passion was reignited in a sense. And, yeah, I am a little older, but, man, it feels so good. I have so much left to give, and I cannot wait for the opportunity, because opportunity was given to me, and I took it. Opportunity was not given to me in another place for a long, long time, and that's where I lost my passion. So it is back, and the Natural Dustin Rhodes is back. So I've gone full, I've come full circle, and it's really cool. I mean, I look at my face paint. What I do now is the red and the black stands for life and death, and the other half of my face is the natural. So you could say I'm half natural, half unnatural, and I love that. I love that. It gives me a new excitement, a new, so what's the word for it? I feel reinvigorated, man, and it's fun. I look forward to going to work. I look forward to going to Jacksonville. I'm going a week early, I can't wait.
You mentioned that with how your face is painted and what it signifies, what it represents, and that's such a cool representation. You also mentioned the locker room. And again, I know it's early in the process, but gee, can you remember a time, any locker rooms, small company, big company that you've been a part of, that it's been how it is there now?
I've only been in the locker room one time with AEW, but from what I saw and what I dealt with everybody, because I knew half of the production crew, I knew most of them already, and it was good to see some old faces. I get along with those guys a lot, and just to see everybody trying and out there ringside and just happy about trying new things and being excited for this new venture that they're in. And you can see it on their face, man. It's incredible. And you go somewhere else, man, and you don't see that. You see, like, somebody has sunk your battleship, and that needs to change. And AEW, in my opinion, just their attitudes are top-notch so far. So far. And I hope they remain that, because they need to keep that level-headed attitude, that happiness. And, there's going to be times where you have little bumps in the road, and things like that, but you got to keep stepping, man. You got to keep moving through it, keep moving onward and upward.
Dustin, how has social media changed pro wrestling? Has it changed pro wrestling?
I believe it has, and that's my opinion. I mean, kids today, oh man, Twitter's a shit show. I mean, it's a great marketing tool, but at the same time, didn't have Twitter right now, some of the very loved, adored kayfabe secrets would be kept from the fans' eyes and from the fans' perspective, and that was important to me, and it still is, to keep what you're doing close to the vest, and not to give out all your secrets. And it's just changed over the years, and I understand that, but still, for me, I'll kayfabe till I'm dying, man. I mean, it's a thing that we grew up with. The Cody's generation of things is a little different. The Young Bucks, they grew up with the social media, man, and popping it out there, and then you see somebody riding together or something, and I don't like that, man. If I'm going to ride with my brother, let's say, and I am fighting my brother, then he's going to drop me off down the street, or vice versa. We're not going to be seen walking into a restaurant together, or a hotel together, or an arena, definitely an arena together. If I'm facing him that night, I'm not pulling up back and we're getting out high-fiving and then going into war. You got to make it, to me, it's believable. You have to make it believable, and that's where your psychology and your storytelling belong in the industry, and I think that's what I bring, and that's what I can bring to the table for AEW, is storytelling and how to tell a story, how to get fans invested in you, in your character. And I would love to be the head of character development for AEW. That would be awesome for me. I can do that. That's something that I can do. And just social media people will say, they start leaking these ideas and things, and half of them are true and half of them aren't true. And it's just, if it wasn't there, basically what I'm saying, if it wasn't there, we'd still have our secrets intact. But it's not a bad thing because it is the best marketing tool we have out there, and it's free.
Yeah, in one sense, obviously it lends more eyes to the superstar wrestler, the product. And on the other hand, too, it almost becomes, look, if you have two boxers, or MMA is big, so two MMA fighters fighting, they'll trash talk a little bit, they'll get in each other's face, and then for the most part they'll fight, and then they shake hands, and they'll walk out and do their thing. But in pro wrestling, the psychology was always, for the most part, unless you had good guy versus good guy, it was, hey, I hate you, you hate me, we're doing battle, and then after battle, I hate you, you hate me.
Yeah, and on Twitter, you start a little Twitter war with somebody, you know what I mean? And the fans just don't believe that. They don't believe it. They're just doing this Twitter feud, you know what I mean? They're trying to garner attention for their show. It's all a bunch of bullshit. It used to not be like that, man. And that's what is frustrating to me in a sense. But I've grown to change with the times and have been through many, many generations of all kinds of change. So change is good, but still, if a lot of people just want, they want that notoriety on Twitter, so they'll say anything, and it's like, so they can get people to view it or retweets or followers and stuff like that. Man, just, if you're a heel, be a freaking heel. Don't go out there and high-five the fans and things like that. To me, that's just being a heel. Like right now, MJF is...
Oh, he's great. He's great. He's old school. He's old school character personified.
And I love old school, man. I'm old school, and the way he handles that, and the way he talks shit on Twitter, the way he handles the fans and things like that. If he does all these things that he does so well, and then goes and high fives all these fans, and takes pictures with kids and babies and stuff like that, then it just ruins it for me. But if he keeps his heel attitude towards the world's just going to hate him. And that's good. We need heels in wrestling. You need a good guy and a bad guy.
Dustin, he's smart because you know what? That makes him different from everybody else.
Yes, and it's like a movie, man. You want to see a good guy face off with the bad guy, and then god dang, the bad guy gets him down. But what happens at the end? The good guy prevails, man. He makes a comeback and he kicks his ass, and then you have your ending.